Let's talk about speaking full time. Like, how do you actually speak full time? What are the steps? Now, the steps are actually really easy. Well, it's simple, but it's not really easy. So it's kind of like working out, to where if you want to lose weight, it's really simple in terms of what you do. You eat right and you work out. But actually doing it comes down to execution. And same goes with speaking. So if you want to actually become a full-time speaker, then essentially you have to do a couple things. Number one, you got to get the website looking good. So your website has to look amazing, because this is the thing that's going to sell you. So on your website, you got to have obviously a good layout. You got to have videos of you speaking, whether it's you on a stage, whether it's the video testimonials, but the website itself has to look great. So whenever we hire speakers, like when we book speakers on stages, this is the first thing that we look for, the first thing that we look at, because we know it's the first thing they're going to look at. So it's easier to hire someone like Gary Vaynerchuk because he has all the brand recognition, all this stuff. Gary V, Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins. If we were to book gigs for them, it's really easy because they have everything. But if we were to book gigs for a newbie, well, one, we won't book gigs for a newbie, but two, let's say we did, there's nothing for us to sell. So there's no packaging whatsoever. So you have to have the website to begin with. Then after that, all you do is you reach out. Now, when you're reaching out, what I mean by reaching out is you're essentially cold emailing. You find the events and then you contact the events. So essentially you're looking for the leads. So this is just lead generation 101. You find the leads. You can either go to websites like eSpeakers. You can go to job sites like Indeed.com, and you look up all these companies and then you contact these companies. You find the emails. You reach out to them. You send them a pitch. Hey, I'm the most amazing thing in the world for you guys. Bring me in. Pay me $1 million for me to speak. So whatever that pitch is, but that's essentially what you're doing. It's literally just those two things. Well, I guess the third step is you iterate. So you get the website, you start reaching out, and then the third one is you iterate your way to success. So with each one of those, like building the website, the first website that you build is going to suck, especially if you don't know how to build websites. If you hire a graphic designer or a web designer, if you hire them, they're going to just build a great website for you in general. So you have a nice layout. But then after that, after you have the website, now you're reaching out to the events. You have to know how to generate the leads. You have to know how to reach out to them, how you're going to pitch them. So you're going to iterate all of those things. Like the way you generate the leads, is it better if you use eSpeakers? Is it better if you use Google? Is it better if you go to Instagram and type up hashtag meeting profs and build a list like from there? So you're going to iterate your way. You're going to realize like which ones get you the better leads. And then when you pitch them, like the way you pitch, is it better to just use a sentence? Is it better to use a whole paragraph? Is it better to say this, say that? So you're going to iterate your way to success. And in the beginning, you don't really know what it is you're doing. You don't know what's going to work, what's not going to work. You don't know anything. But that's kind of what you're going to test out. So as you're doing everything, as you're pitching them, you're going to test out the leads, you're going to test out the pitch, and you're going to iterate your way to success. So that's literally the only things that you have to do to become a full-time speaker. You don't need a book. You don't need all this other stuff that's just going to distract you, especially a book. I can't stress this enough. Please don't write a book. Just please don't do it, because I'm telling you, it's going to distract you. You're just using that as an excuse for why you're not doing all the other things that's going to get you on stages. But all you have to do is you just get the website done. You start reaching out to events, and a lot of times speakers, they'll use the website as an excuse for why they're not reaching out. And I tend to tell people, if I see that, if they're procrastinating too much, they're overthinking too much, and I just say, look, just reach out. Like, even if you don't have a website, just reach out. Get into the habit of sending out a cold email. Get into the habit of finding an event. Get into the habit of just finding a meeting planner. Get into the habit of reaching out and saying something. Because in the beginning, you're going to be overthinking. You're going to say, well, what do I say? How do I pitch? I got to spend time. I got to spend a whole week to write my pitch. No, you don't. Just send an email saying, hi, I'm an XYZ speaker. Would you be interested? Of course, it's a horrible pitch, but at least it's better than no pitch whatsoever. You will get booked if you send out a horrible pitch versus if you send out no pitch whatsoever. And this is why I just tell speakers, just send something out to begin with. That way you get used to it. But that's all you have to do to become a full-time speaker. And then from there, it's a matter of just doing it nonstop, just doing it over and over and over, just practicing over and over and over, just like you working out, to where all you have to do is eat right and work out, eat right, work out. That's all you got to do to lose weight, to get swole, whatever it is you're trying to do, but you just iterate. So it's the same thing. That's how you become a full-time speaker.